Welcome to 10 questions you should ask your realtor before you list your home. My name is John McConnin. I'm an attorney and a broker, and these are the questions that I whittled down from a much larger list. And what influenced my decision is I remember once before I was a broker selling my home, and I had a lot of questions, and they never really got answered. I've had lots of calls from people because they find my videos on the internet and they ask questions. And these are some very important questions I think you should ask every realtor before you list your home. Now, I have a little presentation, so I'm going to be looking over there. Let me go to the first. Sorry, wow, that happened fast. Okay, now, before I get to the questions, I think I wrote 10, but if you look at it, it probably becomes 9. I think you got to understand the process. When the realtor comes on the door, there's a principle of reciprocity. They're there, they're working. You don't want to waste their time. They answer your questions. You're going to feel like you want to list with them. If they're good at their job, they've been trained, they have scripts, or they have experience, and they have a process. And that process is going to be designed to help you, hopefully, but also get you to sign a listing contract. I say it's hard to make decisions under that sort of pressure, so I think you should get these questions answered before you invite the realtor to your home to check it out. So really, this is before they come to any sort of final pricing that they may help you with when they get to your home. So these are the 10. May I see your marketing plan? Now, I've seen 150-point marketing plans, 70-point, 30-point. They break down the tasks. Some of them, the menial tasks get included, but it's really the big tasks. I think what you're looking for is how are they going to do the local marketing? Are they going to do open houses? How are they going to do the social media marketing? And how are they going to do traditional marketing, if any? Like newspapers sometimes still sell houses in tourist towns. So there may be some marketing regarding that. Other places like San Diego, I think 90% of the realtors I know do not use the newspapers. Maybe 100%. I don't know anyone who does. So you want to compare their plans, and you might even see some great ideas from some realtors. So that's why you'd like to see 2 or 3, 4 or 5 realtors submit their answers to these questions. And they should all have a marketing plan by now. It's just a basic thing for any experienced realtor. Now, this is an important question. I think you should start off vague. Will I be working with you exclusively or with your entire team? Now, I see the point of a team for a very, very busy realtor. I've had a team. I've had realtors working for me. I also know that I felt more comfortable, and I feel like overall my clients had a better, were happier when I was working with them directly and all those things. They felt more comfortable. It was good for my business, but that's not even the most important part. The most important part is your representative who's going to be talking with buyers and buyers' agents. I cannot tell you how many times, if we're setting up the marketing, and this would be part of the marketing plan, to have a big open house weekend or try to get a lot of offers on the weekend or even simulate an auction environment, which I think is a great way to market. We deal with that in other videos. I really think that that's especially important now that the market's not quite as strong a seller's market. But the realtors, when they're working and they know they might lose out to multiple offers, they want to feel like they're dealing with someone who's a straight shooter, understands the process, and can give them accurate information. Now, there's a second point here. There's other times when I tell my clients, we're getting a lot of inquiries. I don't think you're going to get the price that you want. Do you mind if I try to stimulate some more offers by getting people out to 1,000 saying they might get it for a little lower? Or things like that. It's very important that your listing realtor be in contact with you and represent you well and giving confidence to the buyer's agents that they're going to be treated, their clients will be treated fairly. If you want to get top dollar through using the MLS, I cannot stress that enough. So when your future realtors break down their jobs, listen for that and then question them about it. Showings. This is, again, sort of flows from the next one. All at once, at one time, or both. Now, the traditional process realtors use, they'll set up 1 or 2 showings at a time. Maybe you'll have 2 or 3 on the weekend. And these showings will be spread out over a period of time. Could be a month. It could be compressed. Let's say you're going to get 20. In fact, I tell my clients, if you haven't sold in San Diego or other parts of California, if you've gotten 10 showings and you don't have offers, you're probably priced well over the market. Some people think it could be 10% over the market if you haven't gotten any offers because people are just like, oh, these people are crazy. So If you can get 20 showings from qualified buyers in that first weekend, you might be able to stimulate some really great offers and have the process done with. So I would want to know the multiple offer marketing plan. There's ways to set up a multiple offer negotiation well too. The big open house weekend. And you might be able to save real estate fees by having it before an MLS day. It could be a pre-MLS marketing. But I'd want to hear all your realtors. I know a lot of realtors are into the big open house weekends because there's a lot of gurus that train on it. And I believe that. Not just a regular open house, but I mean a really big marketing effort with social media and local marketing and signs. That can really help you sell quickly. But it's not necessary. It might not even fit with your ideas. So all this should be discussed with your agent. Now, this is very key. I've never seen anyone suggest this anywhere at any time. I ask, when I'm helping my clients as a lawyer, so let's say we've referred it out somewhere in Northern California, or really anywhere, but then I don't advise my clients as a lawyer if it's from another jurisdiction. I like to have a sample buyer's contract sent to me ahead of time. What the agent says, hey, this is the type of offer we want to accept. Now, there's lots of variations, but I'd like to have a good idea so that when offers come in or an offer comes in, we can compare it to what the agent was thinking ahead of time to see how good it was, and so that we don't have to make snap decisions. So if all of a sudden it's normal in where you are that you split the escrow fee and that you split the title fee or however it works, and then the contract comes in flipped or they're trying to get you everywhere every time, that might say, hey, I need to play a little hardball right away and get this contract straight the way I'd want it. There's myriad possibilities, but I really think having that suggested buyer's offer is critical because then you're not going to get bamboozled. Now, may I see a copy of your listing contract? Same thing. If this really puts this agent on a line, especially if he knows you might be shopping him. If he's looking for 6 months, but another person says they have a 24-hour, you can get an anytime listing contract, that's going to put pressure on them all to give you the most beneficial listing contract that's out there. And then, of course, you can read all the terms and see if you're comfortable, maybe discuss them with another realtor or an attorney. May I exit the contract anytime? That sort of flows from this one. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm only giving you 9. How many homes have you sold? Incredibly important that they give you some proof of this because many agents will say, well, they worked on a team before and that team sold 100 homes or 200 homes. That's not the type of, I said an agent needs to represent you at times with it. They also need to represent you during the negotiations well. And an agent has sold 50 to 100 homes has seen all the tricks, they're just aware of ways that people might be trying to chisel you or even be unfair. Also, an experienced agent can handle lenders that are not going to close on time for the buyer's side of it. And they can recognize those issues ahead of time. When buyers are like, they come back after doing an inspection and they want $20,000 in repairs, they have the experience to know what's reasonable, where to push back. So, if 50 to 100, or maybe having a lawyer on your team or an experienced realtor on your team as a consultant could be invaluable. But you also want to see the data. I've just trust me on this. You want them to send you a link, whether to MLS data. There's lots of ways to show on the net to see that they've sold 50 to 100 homes. That's optimal. Now, you can make exceptions. That's up to you. This is along the same lines. Now, what issues have you seen arise, and how have you dealt with them? This is where an experienced agent is going to love these questions. Will absolutely love them. Develop rapport with you. Explain what's going on. Give you stories to let you have insights into the process. Agents that don't have a lot of experience, you might see it. Now, I'm an attorney, so I know that there's some files where it's important to do things right. It's great to have someone for the seller to bounce ideas off of. If escrow's not behaving, I cannot tell you how many times I've called up and asked, escrow's created a problem. They're being very conservative. I call them and I'd say, I'm calling on behalf of so-and-so. I'm an attorney. I'm also a real estate broker. May I speak with your attorney over there at Title so I can find out what the real issue is here? And frequently, I out of all the times I've done that, I've done a lot, I've only wound up speaking with the attorney once. Usually the issue goes away. So Now I don't call on, sometimes they have serious issues with title, and if they are, I don't just call and try to make them go away. I'm talking about when they're being a little too conservative. So having an attorney on your team with title, having an attorney on your team, I could tell story after story. We've had like 3 buyers buying my client's house. My client then is using that money to buy another house. And what if that buyer's lender is saying we can't close on time for whatever reasons? Will you just let my client move in early? And it so happens, I can just tell you, my clients had me, the lawyer, play the bad guy. I actually got on the phone. I said, look, I've read the contract. We cannot let you in early. And, if you want to offer us $10,000 or $20,000, we would consider it, or maybe we wouldn't. But the point was they needed to close so my clients could close. And my client would have suffered penalties. So we had to work all that out. In the end, the bank caved and they probably hadn't cleared all their quality checks, last-minute quality checks, but I think they figured it was better than being sued by the buyer for losing out on the home. Their buyer. I wasn't threatening anyone with lawsuits. Okay. So now did I only have 9 questions there anyway? 8, 9? I guess there were only 8. So the next video. Now, there's 2 things. I have a link there. I don't even know if you can click on it. I'll try to put it under the video. But if you want to know the best book I've ever read on marketing your home, it was written by someone. I used to be an in-house attorney for him when he still is. He still does a lot of consulting and internet marketing and lead capture for other agents. But he also has a brokerage in North Carolina. I was of counsel to him. He was a friend. And he wrote a book, and I licensed the book from. It's a PDF, but it's a real book. You might want to click on that. It's absolutely the best thing I've ever read. Now, I also, I can show, I brought up a lot of these things. Now, if you want to put an attorney, let's say you haven't hired your realtor yet to sell your home, or even if you're thinking about buying a home. If you contact me first, I can go over this information and more. We can customize what we think the best approach is for you, and what sort of realtor fees you'd be willing to pay, if any. And then if you are willing to work, if you do want to work with a full service realtor, we can help you either find a great one. I've done it for realtors and clients. I ask a series of questions like these. Or if you already have one that you're targeting, because let's say they sold a lot of houses in your neighborhood, or you even know them, I can show you how I can be on your team for free, and we can also get up to 50% of your realtor fees refunded at closing. The video's already pretty long. So you can just give me a call at 760-896-4663. Actually, I would prefer a text. You can also say what time you let me call you back. Or you can go to my website. I thought I clicked. You know what? I didn't save it. I'm going to have to put that link below. I will put a link below to where you can go to my website to see more about how to put an attorney on your team and save thousands of dollars in realtor fees. Thanks, John McConnin. Winnerscheck.com. I have multiple websites, but winnerscheck.com and maybe winnerscheck.org is where you're going to be led. I'll link you to it at the bottom of the video. Thanks. Bye.